Hi, my name is Jessica Barnhart, and I'm the Assistant Director of Eugene Education Foundation. Today, I'm going to help you apply for a grant online with EEF. So, the first step is you'll need to go to eeflane.org. Our entire application is digital. Once you have our webpage pulled up, you'll scroll down to the middle here, and in this box, you'll see there's a hyperlink. Visit this link to learn more and apply. That will take you to our application. So, go ahead and click on that. There we go. Here's our application. This is a lot of really important information about how the application process works, but we'll go ahead and we'll scroll down to start the process. First, you will select whether or not you're a site-based school or if you're applying for a grant for a district-wide program. Let's just say I'm a teacher at a school, so I'm going to click this first box here. That'll bring this drop-down box. I now have to select which school I teach at. So let's say I'm at Adams. Next, I put in my program title, and I put in the requested amount. As a teacher, I could apply for up to $5,000 at a school. If I was a district-wide program, then I could $10,000. But keep in mind that EF doesn't guarantee you'll get that entire amount. And we use a strong equity lens when we're vetting applications. So we give highest priority to schools with a high needs index. Next, I put in my name, my email, my building administrator's name, and his or her email. Next, I describe my project. That's basically just the bones of what she wants to do. Next, I talk about why the project is important. That's where you give your elevator speech and pitch it, why you think this is going to make such a big impact. Next, you'll see that there's a secondary question. That's because these are the questions that we ask ourselves, our board asks while they are grading these applications, and see if it fits into EEF's mission. So it's really important that you address these certain topics. Here you ask who will be served by this request. That's when you elaborate a little on whether or not this is going to be a far-reaching grant. Does it touch a lot of students in your school, or does it go really deep and maybe only impact a couple of individuals, but it's a very important project. Here you'll talk about the data that you're going to use to evaluate. We want to make sure that you have measurable goals and so that you're evaluating whether or not your program is successful. The next step is our budget. Make sure that you account for all of the money that you're asking for as your grant proposal. And keep in mind that even though we ask for a budget, you're still going to be beholden to all of 4J's policies on purchasing. The next step is that you describe other stakeholders. We want to see if you're using this application to leverage funds from other sources, or maybe you've been trying to do this project for a while and just don't have enough funds, or if there are other organizations or other departments that you're planning on working with in collaboration to get this project off the ground. Here we ask about district and site council goals and how it builds on what's already happening in your school. Does this mesh with your curriculum? Is this something that's a big priority for the district? This is where you would describe all of that here. This question about technology requests can get complicated, so I'm going to explain it a little bit deeper. If your application, if your project has anything to do with technology, if the technology department has to support you or do troubleshooting, anything like that involved in this project, you need to check yes here. When you check yes, it prompts you to contact either Justin Huntley or Misty Jackson in order to get the thumbs up from them. These are hyperlinks, so you can just click on them and it'll send you right to their email. But it's really important because we want to make sure that EEF doesn't fund something that isn't going to be able to be implemented by 4J. Additionally, you should remember that our board are the individuals who are vetting each one of these applications, and they're all volunteers. They don't have access to the information as to what is being supported by 4J as far as applications and subscriptions. So it's important that you give us this information or else they will not be able to continue with the rest of the application. Once you have Justin or Misty or Steve give you the okay, you can click on this box here, and then you're all done with the technology section. The last question we ask is if this grant has been funded before for over 3 years. If it has, we ask why you're requesting for funding again. If this project has not been funded before, that's totally okay, and you should know that it's not going to be held against you. In fact, EF really likes to help teachers be innovative and come up with new ideas. This last section down here is for supplemental files. It's just if you have some sort of information that you think is pertinent to this application, but there hasn't been a place to put it anywhere else in the application. Maybe it's photos of it being implemented in another school, or documentation, studies on why this is important. So all of that would go in here if you felt like that was an important thing to add in here. That's it. You would just click submit when you're all finished, and you would have finished your application. Congratulations, pat yourself on the back. We look forward to reading them, and good luck.